Good morning, students. In my previous class on operation on whole numbers, I have discussed some properties of addition. I have discussed properties of subtraction, properties of multiplication, and you should see that video again uh, before you continue with this video, so that you remember that. I'll quickly recap also with you a little bit the closure property for addition, subtraction and multiplication, right? Then we'll continue further with that. So this is my second class on operations on whole numbers. This is my second class. The first video, you should see that. Let's see properties of addition. Okay, closure property, commutative, all this I have discussed in my first video. Associative, associative property. Well, for addition, just to recap, children, if you add two whole numbers, it would always be a whole number. That means it is showing closure property. While adding the two numbers, if you change the order, if the order is changed and then also get the same result, it shows commutative property. So whole numbers show commutative property of addition. Associative, more than two. If you are grouping certain numbers, more than two, that means 3, 4. If your order of grouping is changed, then also the result is same. That means whole numbers show associative property on addition. The next operation, subtraction. Well, not there, no, no. Right? If you subtract two whole numbers, it may not be always a whole number. If you if the order of subtraction is changed, then the result will not be same like that. So it does not show. And for multiplication, well, product of two whole numbers would always be same, would always be a whole number. If the order of multiplication is changed, then also the result would be same. If the grouping in multiplication is same, then also it would be, the result would be same. So this was what we did in the previous class. This is that table in a nutshell. Well, in multiplication, one more property, distributive property. Would very helpful. Distributive property. Distributive property. Okay. Now if you find it difficult to remember, you should see the video 2-3 times, so you'll remember these terms, right? It's not so difficult. Distributive property. I'll take one simple example. Nowadays you're at home, you're doing a lot of maths work and homework and all that, right? And maybe sometimes you feel lazy also in doing it. So your mother says, for every hour you study, I'll give you one chocolate, right? So, first day, you study for 2 hours. No, your mother says she will give you, for every hour you study, she'll give you 5 chocolates. Let's say 5 chocolates. First you study for 2 hours, right? So how many chocolates you will get? You will get 2 into 5 chocolates. You will get 10 chocolates. Next day, because the chocolates is a big incentive, you say, okay, I'll study for say 5 hours. You studied for 5 hours. Now how many chocolates you will be getting, children? 5 into 5, 25. That means total how many chocolates you got for both the days? 10 plus 5, 10 plus 25, 35. But the same can be done in a different way. How? Instead of writing separately, you can also write, find out the total hours you worked, 2 plus 5. Both the days, how many hours you worked? 2 plus 5. And that you multiply by 5. That means instead of separately multiplying and adding up, you can first add and multiply. So it would be 5 into 7 because 2 plus 5 is 7. How many chocolates you get in all? 35. The result is same if you multiply separately, or if you add first and then multiply by the common value, the result is same. This is called as distributive property of multiplication over addition. You can add because I have to multiply by the same factor, same value. So we can first add and multiply. This is known as what? Distributive property of multiplication over addition. And same is true for subtraction also. Instead of addition, if you have to multiply, I'll take one example here also. You have to multiply 7 into 3 and you have to subtract 7 into 1 or maybe 7 into 8 and you have to subtract 7 into 4. So you can easily write first subtract and then multiply. So for multiplication, the distributive property over addition and subtraction is true. We'll be using it in many questions because it is very, very helpful for addition and subtraction. You will see that. So this is what we have done in properties. About division. Now the last property which I have to discuss on whole numbers, operation on whole numbers, it would be for division. Well, division does not show closure property, it is clear, because you know it does not show commutative, it does not show associative, it does not show none of the properties. What we have done till now, it does not show all these main properties which I have done. But then, for division, there is an algorithm for division which I will just discuss. If we have to divide 726 by say 5, I'll just take small numbers, 726 by 5, right? So the one which you are dividing, the number which you are dividing, I have discussed in my previous class on natural numbers. I have discussed all this. This algorithm I have discussed, division and division algorithm. So this is known as what? Dividend. And the one which divides is called as what? Divisor. Let's divide now. 1, 5, then 2, 2, 4, 2, 0, 2, 6, 5, 2, 5, 1. This is what? Remainder. In the previous chapter also we have done questions based on this. I am just revising it. And this is known as what? Quotient. So what is the division algorithm? Division algorithm dividend is equal to dividend, that is this value, is equal to divisor into quotient, put it in brackets, divisor into quotient, and from that and to that add remainder plus remainder. Right? You multiply by this and then add remainder, you will get back the dividend. Let's check it. Let's check it. I am doing the checking here. So divisor into quotient. So let's multiply. Divisor into quotient. 145 into 5. 2, 5, 22, 5, 7. And then add the remainder. So 725 product of divisor and quotient, add remainder. You get, what do you get? You get the dividend. So this is how we can check our division is correct or not by using this algorithm. So I have discussed all the properties, and now I am going to start with the exercise. I am going to start the exercise on of this one, exercise 2A, right? It's the first exercise on whole numbers. Wherever you have confusion, children, theoretical part, what I have discussed in my first video until now, you can always see that first. Then you will not have any doubts. So now how to use these properties, or what is the purpose of doing these properties, it would be clear from these things. And we come across, as I was telling you, in our situations, we come across such, as I took the examples, in our daily life also we come across those situations. So we handle those numbers by using those properties only. So right now I am starting with exercise 2A. Okay. So I will take up one or two subparts of each question, and along the same working, the same steps and all, you will do the remaining questions of that part, question number of that exercise in your register. This is the assignment. So if I am doing two questions, question number 1, maybe 1 or 2 parts, subparts, and question number 2, some parts, then your work is, you will be doing question number 1 all the parts, and question number 2 all the parts in your register, whichever question I am doing, right? Okay, so I am taking question number 1. It's fill in the blank, so it is little oral actually. So the first one. Okay, it is oral, children, definitely oral. By using the property which I have told, can anyone remember the property quickly? Remember the property? See, the 168 plus 259 blank, 168. Order in addition is changed, and we know if the order in addition changes, the result remains the same. Which property is that, children? Commutative property. So what is our answer? What would be our answer here? 259. Alright. So let's go further. Okay, I am taking now the third part. 37 plus, okay, this is also of addition of blank. 37 plus blank. 56. Alright, more than 2 whole numbers for addition, associative property, remember? So, whatever with the clubbing, this is clubbed together, in brackets means it is clubbed together. If you are clubbing 2 whole numbers and then you are adding the third, the result would be same if you add the other 2 whole numbers with the third number. So, it is associative property. So, 37 plus 68, 37 is there. What is missing? And here it is 56, so here it should be 56, and here it should be what? 68. Based on which property? Associative property on multiplication, addition. Okay, let's take fifth one also. Okay, fifth one, it's for multiplication, that's why I'm taking it up, because that is what I've taught today to you. 23, 18 into 17 plus 18 into dash. Multiplication. Today's class, distributive property. In today's class, we have done distributive property. So it is multiplication, distributive property. You can add and then multiply by the same value, or you can multiply individually and then add. Right? You know what is the missing number here? So it is 17 here and here it should be what? 23. This is based on what? Distributive property on multiplication. Alright? So in fact I've taken, out of 5 I've taken 3 subparts, so hardly any work for you. But all the subparts of question number 1 to be done in your classroom notebook. Well, now question number 2. Okay, division. I'll discuss here, children. Division by 0 and 0 multiplied by division before I start the exercise. We did in my first class. I told you any number multiplied by 0 is always 0. That is in my first video. I've discussed in detail. Now, if it is any number divided by 0, divided is what? Successive subtraction, same quantity of subtracting number of times. That is nothing but division, right? If you are subtracting multiple times the same value, that is nothing but division. So, sorry, there's the other way around. So 0 divided by 5. I'll take this. First I'll take this. 0 means you didn't have anything. Example is best. You didn't have a cake at home, and your 5 friends wanted to divide that. Your 5 friends said, divide the cake with me, and you didn't have a cake. You divide among 5 friends. How much would each friend would get? What would be the size of each cake received by each friend? Nothing. If there is 0 and you divide by any number, 5, 10, 20,000, anything, what? The result would be what? 0 always. Remember, 0 divided by any number would always be 0. But it doesn't stand true for the reverse order. I take an example. Say n is any number. N is any number. Right? And you divide by 0. Or okay, I'll take say 5 here. 5. 5 by 0. And you say the result is there's 5 and you have not divided by 0. You say the result is 5. You didn't divide by anything, it should be 5, right? But if you see here, if I cross multiply, according to this, 5 into 0 should be 5 if I multiply by 0, which we know is not possible. It's not possible, right? It will not be 5. So that means any number divided by 0 cannot be defined. Not defined, not possible. We cannot put any number if any number is divided by a 0. But yes, 0 divided by a number will be a 0. So remember that. Now I can proceed on with the next question. Question number 2. Well, I am taking up some parts there. You can do orally. I take third and the fifth part. Remaining you can do, children. I am very sure about that. So third is 0 divided by 53 is equal to a blank, and the fifth part is 0 into 138 is equal to blank. 0 divided, I just told you 0 divided by any number. You didn't have anything. You didn't have the cake. And you divide in your whole class of 53 students. How much would everybody get? Nothing. 0. So your answer is 0. And 0 multiplied by anything, what will you get? 0. You didn't have anything and you do the same, and it is done the same way. Every time nothing is there, what is the result? 0. Okay, so some questions 1 and 2 you will be doing. I am writing assignment here so that you remember of this exercise. Question 1, question 2. Okay, as I do, I will be writing it. Let's go further. Okay. Well, some questions, since I'll go in the order, I'll take up question number 4 and 5. Question number 4. Based on division algorithm. No, yes. Question says, find the number which when divided by 45, what is divided by means device is given. 45 gives 16 as quotient and 9 as remainder. You have to find that number which when divided by 45, that means 45 is divisor, quotient and remainder 3 are given, you have to find the dividend. So I'll write down what is given to us. Divisor is 45, quotient is 16, remainder is 9. We have to find dividend. Write the dividend algorithm first, because if it is a 2-mark question, you will get marks for writing the algorithm. So always write the algorithm. And this is how you copy down the information, always. So you'll be doing it the same way in your notebook also. So it is, I am writing quotient into divisor. For divisor and dividend, don't use any short form because both start with T, so don't start with that. Plus, I can maximum take remainder as R. So quotient is 16 into 45 plus 9. Alright, let's do 16, 5 times is 80, 8 in hand, 0. 16 4 times is 64, 64 plus 8 would be 64 and 8 would be 72. Yes, plus 9. So what do you get? 729. So what is that number? What is that dividend? What is that dividend, children? Dividend 729. We can always check our work. Although this is for your own personal thing, whether you want to check it, you should always check in such case. Divides, this is my check work, my own personal check work, whether I am correct or not in my calculations or not. So 729 divided by what? 45. So 45 ones, 45. From 12 we subtract 5, it is 7. We have borrowed 2, 79. Now 49 into 6, 30, and 6 for the 24, 270. What is the remainder? 9. That means it is true that if 729 is divided 45, 16 is a quotient and 9 is remainder, we know that our work is correct. Alright? And I'll take up question number 5 also. Question number 5, maybe I can take up here only. I'll read it. A good and important question. Find the largest number of 5 digits which is exactly divisible by 57. Question number 5. Largest number of 5 digits exactly divisible by 5757. So first find out largest 5-digit number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what should happen. And divide by 57. 5, 7. Ones. 5, 7. 9 minus 7, 2. 9 minus 5, 4. And 9. So let's 8 times. Let's check 8 times. No, not 8 times. I'll do the calculations here. Working column. I should have left space for that. Okay. Just imagine that that is the working column space, but I am doing it here, children. Sorry for that. 57 into 7. 4, 9, 35, 35 plus 4, 35 plus 4, 39. 49. Just let me check, otherwise you will have error. 49, 7 5 is 35, plus 4, 399. Yes, correct. 7 times 399. 0. And from 12 we subtract 9, 3. This was the first one. Now we copy the next one, 9. So it should go 57 into into that is 309. So it would go 5 times. 3, 5, 25 plus 3, 285. So it is going 5 times. 285. 4. Borrow. 10 minus 8, 2. Now copy the last one. 9. So 249. It should go again 4 times. Alright, so it goes 4 times. 228. 228. Copy 1. Subtract. Now, see, if the remainder is there, that means 57 is not exactly dividing this greatest 5-digit number. This is extra. 21 is extra. It is, this 21 is preventing it from being exactly divisible by 57. So if I subtract 21 from this greatest 5-digit number, we'll get our answer. Let's check it out. So, well, this is my working column. You will, in your notebook, you will remember, this is your working column. Don't ever write rough work. I don't actually understand. Nothing is rough work. It has to be done, but it is a working column. Well, in your register, you should maintain working column. Don't write rough work. Okay. So, yes. So, therefore, the largest 5-digit number is number divisible by 57 is, how will you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 2, 1, 8, 7, 9, 9, 9. This is our answer. This would be our answer. And we should always check. Want to check? It would be, alright, because all this is there, it would go very fast. Very fast. Let's check it. This is for our own self, right? So I am dividing 9997 divided by 57. I think green color is not so visible. I will take this black blue one. 5, 7, 4, 2, 1, 9. So it is 7 times. 3, 9, 9. Subtract 0, 3. Now 7. 5 times. Minus 2, 8, 5. 2. 2. And now 8. 4 times. 2, 2, 8. No remainder. That means 57 exactly divides this number because we have subtracted whatever was extra. So it would now exactly divide without leaving a remainder. So if no remainder is there, it is exactly divisible. Alright. So we have done this much. So your work would be to do up to from question number 1, question number 2, question 3, question 4, question 5, question 6, question 7 in your classwork register. Try to follow the working, whatever working I am teaching you, follow that. Systematic working is very important. No haphazard working. Maths means systematic and orderly work. Alright? Remember your assignment. Do your work. God bless you. Take care, children.